without further ado, I'd like to welcome Badger Nault here to Southbridge this evening.
Thank you for having us. Thank you everybody for coming. We're going to start with one called The Cuckoo Bird. We learned from a recording of Clarence Ashton. Gonna build me a log cabin on a mountain so high, so I can see Willie as he goes on by. She warbles as she flies. She never always cuckoo till the 4th day of July. I played cards in England, I played cards in Spain. I'll bet you $10 I'll beat you this game. My horses ain't hungry, they won't eat your hay. I'll ride on a little bit further, I'll feed them on the way. Jack Diamonds, I've known you from home. You robbed my poor pockets of my silver and my gold. She warbles as she flies. She'll cause you no troubles, she'll tell you no lies. Thank you. This next one is called John Hardy. And, this is a true story. It's a murder ballad from the 1890s, and we learned this one from a recording of Clarence Ashley as well. John Hardy was a desperate man, carried a gun every day. Killed him a man at the Shawnee camp. Well, you ought to seen Johnny getting away. Ought to seen Johnny getting away. John Hardy came a-tipping down the street one night with a 44 gun in his hand. Said, killed me a man at the Shawnee camp. They throwed old Johnny down in jail. Throwed old Johnny down in jail. It's, I don't want your 15 cents or your quarter in my change. All I want is a 44 gun. Gonna shoot out another man's brains. Gonna shoot out another man's brains. John Hardy was a desperate man, carried a gun and a knife, playing cards on the West Virginia line when he took the other man's life. When he took the other man's life. John Hardy said to his dear little wife, go back home and stay. Killed me a man at the Shawnee camp. Gonna make my getaway. Gonna make my getaway. It's where did you get those high-top shoes and the dress that you wear so fine? Got my shoes from a railroad man. Got my dress off a driver in the mines. Got my dress off a driver in the mines. I've been to the east and I've been to the west, traveled the whole world around. Been to the river and I've been baptized. Gonna take me to my hanging ground. Gonna take me to my hanging ground. Thank you. This next one we learned from a recording of Doc Boggs from West Virginia, and it's called Sugar Baby. It's also known as Red Rocking Chair. Got no sugar baby now. Got no honey baby now. And all I can do is to make peace with you. I can't get along this way. I can't make a living this way. I've done all I can do. I said all I can say. I'll send it to your mama next payday. I'll send it to your mama next payday. Got no use for the red rocking chair. I got no sugar baby now. Got no honey baby now. Who rocked the cradle and who sing the song? Who rocked the cradle when I'm gone? I'll rock the cradle and I'll sing the song. I'll rock the cradle when you're gone. I'll rock the cradle when you're gone. It's all I can do, it's all I can say. I'll send it to your mama next payday. I'll send it to your mama next payday. Got no sugar baby now, got no honey baby now. I said all I can say, I done all I can do. I can't make a living for you, I can't make a living for you. Got no use for the red rocking chair, I got no sugar baby now, got no honey baby now. I'm going to do one now called Walking Boss, another one we learned from Clarence Ashley, and was also recorded by Doc Watson and Jerry Garcia. It's a widely recorded old working song. Walking boss, walking boss, walking boss. No, I don't belong to you. I belong to the steel driving crew. Work all day, work all day, work all day, then I lay in shanty too. I asked that boss for a job, for a job. He said, boy, what can you do? I'd pull a jack, wind a trap, wind a trap. I can pick and hammer too. Work all day, work all day, work all day, and I'll lay in the shanty too. Walking boss, walking boss, walking boss. No, I don't belong to you. I belong to the steel driving crew.
All right, so this next song I found in a book of hootenanny songs from the 1960s, but it is a 19th century folk song from Massachusetts, which we don't get a lot of this kind of folk music from this area. It's called Old Springfield Mountain, and it is tragic, as many of these songs are. But I learned it from a combination of the information from this Hootenanny book and then versions that I had heard, and I can't think of his name off the top of my head. Woody Guthrie, thank you. So the version that we do is a little bit like Woody Guthrie's version. I get kind of the edge of my chair. On Springfield Mountain, I once knew a handsome lad of 22. There's a room, right. He had a girlfriend and needed trim, and he loved her as she loved him. There's a room, right. Ever he went angling by a creek, a serpent bit him up on his cheek. There's a room, right. This girl had tried with gentle sips to drain the poison with her lips. There's a room, right. To close the story, oh, I am love to say the poison took care of both. So goes the true love, live or die on Springfield Mountain, where they lie.
This one is one of the oldest songs we play. It goes back in writing to the 17th century, and probably in the oral tradition long before that. It was known in Britain as the Demon Lover, and then was brought over by the Scots-Irish to Appalachia, where it became known as the House Carpenter. Well met, said an old true love. Well met, cried he. I'm just returning from the salt sea, and it's all for the love of thee. Come in, my own true love, and have a seat with me. It's been 3/4 of a long, long year since together we have been. Oh, I can't come in nor can't sit down. I haven't but a moment's time. They say you're married to a house carpenter, and your heart will never be mine. It's I couldn't marry the king's daughter, dear. I'm sure she'd have married me, but I've forsaken her crowns of gold, and it's all for the love of thee. Will you forsake your house carpenter and go along with me? I'll take you to where the grass grows green on the banks of the deep blue sea. They hadn't been on shit but about 2 weeks. I'm sure it was not 3 when his true love began to weep and mourn, and she wept most bitterly. It's are you weeping for my silver or my gold? Or are you weeping for my stone? Are you weeping for that house carpenter whose face you'll never see anymore? No, I'm not weeping for your silver or your gold, or neither for your stones. I am weeping for my darling little babe whose face I'll never see anymore. They had been on shit bottom about 3 weeks. I'm sure it was not fun when they sprung a leak in the bottom of the ship, sunk for to rise no more. Thank you. This next one is a gospel song we learned from a recording of Doc Boggs. It's called Calvary. There's a hill lone and gray in a land far away, in a country beyond the blue sea, where beneath that fair sky went a man for to die, for the world and for you and for me. Behold, faint on the road, neath the world's heavy load, comes a thorn-crowned man on the way. With a cross he is bound, but still on through the crowd, he's ascending that hill lone and gray. Hark, I hear the dull blow of the hammer swung low. They are nailing my Lord to the tree, and the cross they upraise, while the multitudes gaze on the blessed Lamb of dark Calvary. Then the darkness came down, and the rocks went around, and a cry pierced the sad-laden air. 'Twas the voice of our King, who received death's dark sting, all to save us from endless despair. Let the sun hide its face, let the earth reel in space over men who their Savior have slain. But behold, from the sod comes the blessed Lamb of God, who was slain but is risen again. A new one now called The Dreadful Wind and Rain. This is another one that goes back to the 17th century. And you can find different versions of this story all over Europe, so this one likely goes back much further than that, in the oral tradition. And we learned this from a recording of Jerry Garcia and David Grisman. Much more recent recording than the original.
From an actual recording.
Yeah. went a-walking down the stream, all the wind and rain. The one behind pushed the other one and cried, oh, the dreadful wind and rain. Johnny gave the youngest one a gay gold ring, oh, the wind and rain. He didn't give the other one anything, cried, oh, the dreadful wind and rain. They pushed her into the river to drown, oh, the wind and rain. They washed her out, she floated on down, cried, oh, the dreadful wind and rain. She floated till she came to the miller's pond, oh, the wind and rain. Oh, mother and father, there swims a swan, cried, oh, the dreadful wind and rain. The miller pulled her out with a fishing hook, oh, the wind and rain. He pulled her up and out of the brook, cried, oh, the dreadful wind and rain. He laid her on the banks to dry, oh, the wind and rain. When a fiddler fair came passing by, cried, oh, the dreadful wind and rain. Out of the woods came the fiddler fair, oh, the wind and rain. He took 30 strands of a long yellow hair, cried, oh, the dreadful wind and rain. He made a fiddle bow from a long yellow hair, oh, the wind and rain. He made a fiddle bow from a long yellow hair, cried, oh, the dreadful wind and rain. He made fiddle pegs from a long fingered bones, oh, the wind and rain. He made fiddle pegs from a long fingered bones, crying, oh, the dreadful wind and rain. He made the fiddle from her breastbone, oh, the wind and rain. The sound of mouth, the heart of stone, crying, oh, the dreadful wind and rain. Glad we didn't lose anyone on that one. That was some of these old stories.
That song sounds like it is not as dark as it is. I always feel like it could be a lullaby, but not really. This next song we're going to do is Wayfaring Stranger. And this is also a song that's been played for over 100 years around definitely this country. I don't know the origins of it, but
I think the earliest they found it written was on the wall in a Confederate prison, and someone wrote it on there, and I think it's thought that it was probably already existed in the oral tradition at that point, but to my knowledge it's the first place they've seen it written.
I'm also always learning.
I'm just a boy, wayfaring stranger, traveling through this world below. There is no sickness, no toil, no danger in this bright land for which I go. I'm going
gonna do an instrumental now called Nashville Blues. And I don't think this is a traditional song. This is on Earl Scruggs and Lester Flatt album. So that's more modern bluegrass compared to the rest of what we're doing. So that's it. Probably recorded in the 60s, I think. Now we're going to switch gears a little bit, do an old Irish song. It's called The Rocky Road to Dublin. And it's I'm trying to remember the writer's name. It's not a traditional song. It's a traditional tune. The lyrics we know were written in the mid-19th century, I think. June. From my home I started, left the girls a tune. Nearly broken hearted, saluted father dear. Kissed my darling mother, drank a pint of beer. Grief and tears to smother, then off to reap the corn. Leave where I was born, with the stout black thorns of banished ghosts and goblins, a brand new pair of roads, rattling over the bogs, frightening all the dogs on the rocky road to Dublin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hunt the hare and turn it down the rocky road, all the way to Dublin, back for Odeon. Now at mowing of the night, I rested limbs so weary, started by daylight, spirit light and airy, took a drop of the pure, keep my heart from sinking, that's the paddy's cure, and hurries on for drinking to see the lassie smile, laughing all the while at my curious style, would set your heart a bubble and asked if I was high the wages I required. I was nearly tired of the rocky road to Dublin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hunt the hare and turn it down the rocky road, all the way to Dublin, back for Odeon. Now in Dublin next arrived, I thought it such a pity to be so soon deprived of view of that fine city, so then I took a stroll all among the quality bundle it was stole. In the neat locality something crossed my mind, when I looked behind them, who could I find upon which they go up and inquired for the road. Said my corner broke, wasn't much in vogue on the rocky road to Dublin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hunt the hare, turning down the rocky road, all the way to Dublin, back for Odeon. Well, and then I got away, my spirit never failed, and landed on the quay just as the ship was sailing. The captain had me roared, said Lenore Paddy when I jumped aboard. Cabin found for Paddy down among the pigs, played some muddy rigs, danced some hearty jigs. The water round me bubbling went off all he had, wished myself was dead and bed at bar instead on the the rocky road to Dublin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Up the hill and turn and down the rocky road, all the way to Dublin, whack the roadie on. Now the boys in Liverpool, when we safely landed, called myself a fool. Could no longer stand it, blood began to boil. Temper I was losing, poor old Aaron's Isle. They began abusing the rhyme, and so says I shall lay the island fine. Galway boys with nine saw I was a hobbling with the loud array. Joined none in the affray, quickly cleared the way for the rocky road to Dublin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Up the hill and turn and down the rocky road, all the way to Dublin, back the roadie on. Glad there are no more verses now, so that's about as much as I could do.
I know he makes me tired just listening to him do it.
It's one of my favorite songs to sing, but it's just about at the top of my lung capacity. I'm going to do one now called Wild Bill Jones, and this is one of the most widely recorded American folk songs. We learned it mostly from the recording of Doc Boggs. I went out on the town to make a little round when I met with old Wild Bill Jones. He was walking and a-talking with the girl I love. I bid him for to leave her alone. He said, young man, I'm 22, too old for to be controlled. So I drew my revolver from my side, destroyed that poor boy's soul. He turned around and he fell to the ground. He let out a dying groan. He turned to the face of his darling true love, said, oh darling, you are left alone. Got $1 in my pocketbook and $25 in my hand. So come on, boys, we're gonna have a little drink while I have money to spend. Just pass around that little brown jug, we'll all go on a spree. For today was the last of Wild Bill Jones, tomorrow will be the last of me.
Yeah, this next one is called Worried Blues, and it's, I believe it's Samantha Baumgartner, who is a very early female banjo player. we'd again like to thank the library, thank Margaret, thank the Southbridge Cultural Council, and the Massachusetts Cultural Council for making this possible and for funding us. The joke is you don't tune the banjo, right? It's just gonna sound how it's gonna sound.
You know how long it takes to get a banjo in tune? Nobody does. It's never been done. This is as close as I'm going to get. This is Greasy Coat. We learned this. This is an old fiddle tune, like a dance tune. We learned it from a contemporary recording of Chance McCoy. Greasy coat. I don't smoke and I don't chew and I don't love the girls that do. I don't kiss and I don't tell, those who do are going to hell. I don't cuss and I don't lie, I'll go to heaven when I die. Now, one of the problems with the banjo is that it's difficult to get it in tune, and there are also lots of different tunings. So, I have it in tune right now, but not for the next song we're doing. And I guess maybe that's because it has fewer strings than the guitar. I don't know exactly what the historical reason is, but it is a big part of the banjo, is lots of different variations on tuning. And most stringed instruments have various tunings, but with banjo you really change it around a lot. I'll be doing one next called Hills of Mexico. We learned this from another contemporary recording of Clifton Hicks. And it goes back to the late 1800s. It was also known as Buffalo Skinners, and I believe Woody Guthrie recorded it under that title. And Roscoe Holcomb of Kentucky recorded it under the Hills of Mexico title. Was a Mexican cowboy come stepping up to me, saying, "How are you, young fella? How would you like to go and spend a summer season in the hills of Mexico? Having no other appointment back him I said, it's according to your wages, according to your pay. I will pay you good wages and travel to and fro. If you spend the summer season with me in Mexico. Lightning storm that came upon us made the cattle run. Our pleasures all had ended, the trouble had begun. We were covered in the stickers and on the cactus grove, with the outlaws gunning for us in the hills of Mexico. It started in an ambush way back in the hill. They were quite a few in number, and the cowboy they'd killed. I made a run to save him, but alas, I was too slow. And I left him with the outlaws in the hills of Mexico. I boarded on a steamboat, carried me to my home. How the bells they did ring and the whistle they did blow. How the bells they did ring and the whistle they did blow. On that God-forsaken steamboat in the Gulf of Mexico.